Hi guys, so today we will be learning about the imperial system, that is in feet and inches, how to measure in it, what are the different things to consider while measuring in feet and inches, also how it is better than the metric system, which basically is in centimeter, meter, etc. So moving ahead. So before we get started with the actual scale, let's just understand how to denote dimensions. So every time we write 1 inch, we don't really need to spell the word inch every time after the unit. Instead of that, what we do in the imperial system is that we write the number 1 or the dimension and we denote it with two quotation mark, double quotation mark, which is also known as double prime in the imperial system. So similarly, 12 inches can be denoted by the number 12 along with double quotation mark or the double prime. Now 12 inches is also equal to 1 feet. Now feet is represented with 1, the number, which is 1 feet, 1 number, and only single quotation mark, which is also known as single prime. The inches one was double prime, this is single prime. Now, how to denote 1 feet 2 inches? 1 feet 2 inches basically means 1 feet is 12 inches plus 2 inches, which basically means how much? 14 inches. But this can be also represented as 1 feet plus 2 inches. This is the same thing. So now moving ahead with the scale. Now before we get started with the scale, let's just understand what are precision. So in the imperial system, we have various precision. Okay, starting from 1 is to 2, it goes all the way up to 1 is to 32 and even furthermore on. This is basically for various purposes based on the user's preference, how detailed the dimensions need to be on paper, it is based on that. But mostly in the construction field, this is more than enough. Instead of using this, I would really recommend to use or the metric system, because metric system can be better to document on paper. Now, about the precision, this is how it works. So when we work with this 3 precision, we need to understand one thing. When we work with 1 is to 2 precision, there will be only one unit, that is 2 minus 1, which basically works on this formula basically 1 n minus 1. So 1 unit. This is similarly 4 minus 1 is 3 unit, 8 minus 1 is 7 unit, and so on. Now at this point of time, it might feel very confusing. So let's understand with an example of the scale. So in the scale, we have 0, 1, and 2. All these are in inches, so we'll denote it with double primes. Okay. So now we will start with the first precision, that is 1 is to 2, in which it is saying there is only one unit which will be coming between two numbers. So how to denote that? It's basically this, one unit, so 1 1, it's done. So it will look somewhat like this, and here we can just name it 0. Between 0 inch to 1 inch, it is only one unit, so 1 1. What is the precision? Precision 2, precision 2. So this is how it works basically. So 0 inches, so this is half inch, 1 inch, your 1 will come, and half inch, so 1.5 inch and 2 inch. So this is basically precision 1. Now moving ahead with the third precision, that is, which says there are only 3 units coming. So this 3 units will be including of this 1 unit. So this, so there should be basically total of 3 units between the two numbers. So that's basically 0. There will be 1 unit coming here, there will be 1 unit coming here, and this of course is a third unit. So how does that work is we should name the unit. So 1, 2, 3, and what's the precision's numerator? That is 4. So 1, 4, here there will be 4, here there will be 4. So, and we need to even cancel out the furthermore fraction. So this is cancelling, no. So moving to the next one, so this can be cancelled. So this is 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, making it half. This can't be cancelled. So that's how it works. So finally, it will look somewhat like this. I'll just change the color for better understanding. So this is how it will look. So I'll just start again. 1, 2, 3, the precision number, 4, 4, 4. After cancelling out, this will become 1.5. Okay, so this is how it will work. Finally, it will look like this. So 1 is to 4, half, and 3 by 4th. So whenever we measure, we mostly in the construction field, we use this 1 is to 4 precision. Why? Whenever we say, okay, 1/4 precision is this. Okay, half inch is this much. Okay, 3/4 inch is this much. Then of course comes the 1 inch, the one complete inch. This is again carry forward further as well. So this is again 1/4, but there will be 1 coming here. We forgot the double prime. So this is 1.5. So 1.5, and this is 1 by 3/4. Okay. So now moving ahead to the next precision number, that is 1 is to 8. This one. So this is the precision which is mostly used in furnitures. So we require slightly accurate dimensions of the products or furniture type that we are building. 1 is to 4 is mostly used for measure drawings of interior. So that is actually very fast and quick as compared to measuring in or centimeter. 1 is to 2 precision is also used in interior. That is again slightly less precise than 1/4, but again for a very quick output. So talking about 1 is to 8, so again those 1 is to 8 lines will come in the middle of this. So it said 7 units, so there will be 7 units between the two numbers. Between the two numbers, there will be 7 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is including the 1 is to 4 precision and 1 is to 2 precision. So if we denote it with the green color, it will look somewhat like this. I mean, sorry, blue color. So again, how to denote it? So we'll just name all the units first. It is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It said 7, so 7 units are there between the two numbers. Okay, now the precision in the numerator, 8, 8, 8. Since it's 1 is to 8 precision, we write 8 in the numerator, 8. Now the cancellation part. This is not cancelling, so this is 1 is to 8 precision along with the double prime. 2 by 8 is cancelling, so this will become 1 is to 4 precision. So this will become 1/4 inch. So this whole thing is 1/4 inch as from the 1 is to 4 precision. 3 by 8 is not cancelling, so this is good. 4 by 8 again will become half inch. 5 by 8 is not cancelling on, so this will become 5 by 8 inch. This is cancelling, this will become 3/4 inch. This is not cancelling, so this will remain as 7 by 8 inch. So this is how all the three main precision works. Now furthermore, you can even add the 1:16 precision, but that becomes very complicated. You won't be using this particular precision in your interior as well as your architectural drawings. Might as well use which will be better. So for now I won't consider, or like I won't put the 1:16 precision in this drawing, and I'll just skip it to 1:8 precision. So this is how it's gonna look like. So if you want, then you can take a screenshot of this as well as this. So this whole thing is after cancelling the units. This is supposed to be 1 2 3 4 4 by 8 precision. So 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8. So this becomes half. So like that, based on every precision, you just need to check what the final output is coming as. Once you get hang of this, it will be easier for you to jump from one precision to the other. Now, so first thing to know is that whenever you see an actual measuring scale, the top part is always in feet and inches, and the bottom part is in metric system. That is the centimeter, meters, and it goes on. So another thing to note is that from 0 inch all the way till 12 inches, that is also 1 feet, you will see that this will be very detailed. It is even detailed as more detailed than the metric system, that is more detailed than the Why is that? It's because it is at a higher precision. Which precision is that? We'll just check it out from here. So this is precision 0. Okay, so this is precision 1 because there's only one unit. For reference, I've just put the previous slide here. Then precision 1:4, still going even more ahead. Precision 1:8. Then again precision 1:16, which is all of this. 16 is the green one. Then again it even go furthermore till precision 32, and it goes on. So from 0 inch all the way till 1 feet, that is also known as 12 inches, every inches is in 1 is to 32 precision. Okay, after that it will look somewhat like this. So on the scale, 1 feet is represented as 0 1 with no double quotation marks or anything. It is just represented as 1 with a red box. And after that, as you will be able to see, everything is in 32 1:32 precision. So after that, everything is in only 1:16 precision. So this is 1:8 and 1:16, which is not exactly denoted, but it is based on our understanding. So we need to be very careful whenever we take any measurements. So this is okay, half inch. If not, okay, this is 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch. Okay, then even if we need to go furthermore till 1:8 precision, this 1:8 precision will be slightly bigger than the 1:16 precision. We need to be very careful when we measure like this in the imperial system. But compared to the metric system, it is much more better because there are high chances in the metric system to jump from 4 centimeter directly to 8 centimeter, giving you a correction or like an error of 1 2 3 4 centimeters. But in this, there are very less chances for you to make any errors, because even if you get just 13 inches, you can just stick to 1 is to 2 precision and just say, okay, chalo, it is just 13.5 inches, instead of actually focusing on 1 is to 8 precision. So based on your needs, you can just round it off from 1 is to 2 precision, 1 is to 1/4 precision, or like 1 is to 8 precision based on your techniques. It even furthermore goes up till 1 is to 128 precision as well, but that is mostly used by the micro artists. So this is all about inches. Now there are different terminologies that we need to understand with respect to inches, not feet but only inches. So there is a term called as sooth, which is mostly used by the carpenters whenever they need to measure a specific dimension which is only in 1 is to 8 precision. Okay, so these are all the values of 1 is to 8 precision, except for 1 by 2, all the dimensions are there, making it total of 7 units. So to understand this, we'll go to the previous slide. So again, starting with 1 is to 8 precision, as I've said, the concept of sooth is only for 1 is to 8 precision, which has 7 units. So that's basically this. So how does this work? So sometimes people won't understand what is 1 is to 8, what is 3 by 8, what is 5 by 8, 7 by 8. But they will understand, okay, half inch, they will understand, anyone will understand. 1/4 inch, people will understand. 3/4 inch, they will understand. But what if a specific furniture's dimension comes to 3/4 and this? How to say it? You and me, uh, with whoever uses the technical terms, will be able to tell, okay, this is 7 by 8 inches. But for people who are into the execution of a particular carpentry work, they won't understand this term. So they will say, okay, this is one sooth, this is the second sooth, third sooth, fourth, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is how they represent it. So basically, according to this concept of sooth, 8 sooth equals to 1 inch. So in most of the cases, they might not even say half inch. Like for example, a specific dimension is 1.5 inch. They will say 1 inch plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 inch plus 4 sooth. Or if a specific dimension is say 1 inch by 1 by 8, they will say 1 inch 1 sooth. Similarly, if a specific dimension is say 1 by 5/8, they will say 1 inch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 sooth. So this is how the whole concept of sooth works. I hope you understand. Okay, so now coming to the most confusing part of the imperial system, that is understanding feet, how feet work. So basically, uh, on your scale, if you see, uh, 12 inches is represented with 1 feet on your scale. That's basically this. This actually means 12 inches. Before this, everything is in 1 is to 32 precision, we have discussed earlier. After this, everything is in 1 is to 16 precision, that we discussed earlier. So after this, 1 feet you will notice the small numbers 1 dash 2, 1 dash 1, 1 dash 3, etc. and it furthermore continues. Now, what exactly this means? This is actually 1 feet plus 1 inch. There is actually a dash in the middle, which actually represents the plus sign, making this total, that is 13 inches. So if we go to simplify it even furthermore, this is actually 12 inches plus 1 inch, making a total of 13 inches. Let's take an example of this. So 1 dash 3, this is actually 1 feet plus 3 inches. Furthermore, simplifying it, it will be 12 inches plus 3 inches, making it a total of 15 inches. So to understand feet even furthermore, we need to understand the table of 12. So this is how it works. So 12 ones are 12, 12 is are 24. This is basically conversion from feet to inches. So this entire column is of feet and this entire column is of inches. So this whole thing is 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goes on, and this column is in the conversion of feet in inches, that is 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, and it goes on. So this is how it works in feet. Like, one issue here is that what if a specific dimension is say between 24 to 36. Let's just say if a specific dimension is 30 inch, how do you represent this in feet? So we take the closest feet value, that is 24. It should be less than that, it should be less than 30. Closest value of feet which is less than 30 is 24. So we take 24, that is 2 feet. We take 2 feet plus, how much is it? This will be 24 plus 6 inch will be required to make a total of 30 inch. So we will write 2 feet dash 6 inches. This is how we represent 30 inches in feet. Even if you write 30 inches, it is fine. Even if you write this, it is fine. It all depends to personal preferences. Sometimes people prefer or like will tell you dimensions in feet. Sometimes people will only prefer telling you dimensions in inches. It is all up to personal preferences. But in most of the cases, whenever we buy materials, say a plywood or tiles, the dimensions are always given in feet. So like say for example, for a plywood, say if you buy one sheet, it will be of a typical dimension, that is 8 feet by 4 feet, which is actually 48 inches by 8 feet, that is 96 inches. This is how the concept of feet works. So once you do this dimensions, or like when you model out your uh, SketchUp models, or even when you work on AutoCAD drawings on a regular basis and use the imperial system, that is inches and feet, you will get a hang of how precision works, how feet inches works, how to write the dimensions, or like how to even type the dimensions. There are also different ways how you can type dimensions on AutoCAD and SketchUp that I will explain later sometime. But also, like I said in the video earlier, why imperial system is better. First thing is that you can set your own precision. As I've said, if you need to just get an approximate precision, like approximate dimension of a specific room, you can focus on 1 is to 2 precision or even 1 is to 4 precision. If you want a detailed dimensions, you can go ahead with 1 is to 8 precision. Similarly, the error range is minimum as in if you compare it with the metric system, as I've said earlier, there are very less chances for you to get uh, the wrong dimensions. So we finished two, and the third one is the most important thing. Uh, Imperial system is mostly followed in Indian as well as in the international market. So whatever materials that you buy, say plywood sheets, tiling materials, even like when people make BOQs with respect to painting of a particular wall, they will always measure the areas in uh, feet and in inches. So it's always better to know how feet and inches work.